Yo, what is up? It is your boy with the wacky intros, and today we have our interview with Skill Syrup, the producer duo. We got some interesting stuff here. Talk about some anime. We're talking about a beat challenge, 365-day beat challenge. That mug crazy, bro. Y'all do not want to miss this. If you are here, I do not want you to like nor subscribe or any of that stuff until you have watched slash listened to the interview and actually enjoyed it. We're gonna go right into the interview right now.
Alrighty, sounds good. So yeah, I guess first and foremost, we'll start with a little introduction, like what's y'all's name, where you from, what you do, and that kind of stuff.
Okay. Uh, I go by Nasser. My name's Preston. We're both from Ohio, and that's it for me.
Yeah, I'm good.
Alrighty,
From Sandusky, Ohio, part of Skill Syrup. I work with Preston, aka Nasser. We started
gotcha.
at Skill Syrup last late last year, so
Yeah,
about a year.
like about October, August, September, October last year.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay, so it's fairly new.
Yeah, this endeavor.
Okay, gotcha. And so mentioning skill syrup, right?
Yeah,
Um, that skill syrup might be one of my favorite names I've ever heard.
is it?
Um, so I need to know how did that come about? Like how'd you guys come up with skill syrup of all things?
So it was basically my friend Colin was over here, and we were just trying to come up with names for it, and nothing was coming up. And um, at the time, he was going by Skillful Blade,
Okay.
and I go by Not Sir. And my friend Colin was like, "Why don't we just make it? Why don't you guys just make it Skill Syrup?" And I
Yeah.
was like, at first, I thought it was the dumbest thing ever, and I was like, "No, I hate that." And then and then he was like, "Come on, we gotta."
yeah.
And they outvoted me, so I said, "Okay."
That's great.
And
Colin's not in Skill Syrup, but I told him about the whole branding. Like we could do a pancake with syrup on,
Yes.
and that's exactly what we did. And so the first day we came up
yeah,
with the name, we had the branding down and everything.
Shoot, I was literally gonna bring that up too. That was another thing that I really like about you guys, or like the whole skill syrup situation is that with your beats, you have like the pancake
yeah,
road. Like that is freaking amazing. I love that crap. Like
yeah.
that mug is great.
Thank you.
Um, so that's funny. So tell me how you guys grew up and how did that end up like getting you guys into music?
Hmm. Who are we gonna start with?
Well, I grew up in a cult actually. I wasn't allowed to listen to music at all. Like
Mm,
it was forbidden, but I was allowed to play video games. So I would play like Donkey Kong Country, Donkey
okay.
Kong Country 2, Mega Man, and I got into music because of video game soundtracks. So
Oh, interesting.
that was how I got into music. I got into developing games, and then I started making soundtracks for the games that I made, and it just steamrolled from there.
Nice. Okay, nice. That's dope.
For me, um, I've just been playing music ever since I was basically a kid. Since the age of, say, about the age of 5 or 6, I learned how to play guitar, and
Okay, shoot.
I started with acoustic. Like I started playing like country music and stuff because that's all that we
Right.
had around then. And so I, from the age of like 6 to maybe 10, maybe 9, I started picking up the electric guitar and like started getting into that, and then just getting more and more instruments. And then around the age of like 13, I started really heavily getting into like metal and stuff like that.
Okay.
Um, and then the age of 15, I joined my first band. We played out 20 or 30 shows, and I've just been in band after band. And then last year, I decided I was gonna, yeah, it was like January of last year. I decided I was just going to be a full-time producer, and now here I am.
Bet. So that's an interesting jump from country to metal.
Yeah, I went from country to metal to rap. I didn't even listen to hip hop or rap or anything until like 2 years ago, maybe.
Oh wow.
So like before that, I was kind of against it. Like I was like, I don't like rap music, and then now I'm a producer.
It's actually
Yeah.
funny. I managed the first band he was in after the Ashes, and I one of my things for him, like to become a better musician, was to like branch out because he was a huge metal extremist. Like if it wasn't metal, it was garbage and it
It
was
was
crap.
nothing. Yeah.
I was also 15.
He was
so.
15. He was a kid, you know.
Alright.
But
Some leeway
but
there.
yeah, but when he branched out hard. Like
Mm.
he's consumed more rap music than anyone I know in the last couple years. It's crazy.
I just listen to music.
Like 24/7
Right.
listen to music.
I just listen to music and make music. That's everything I do.
That's crazy. That's dope. What are some of your guys' influences?
We'll start with you because I gotta think on it.
I like David Wise. He's a composer. He does a lot of really cool stuff with melodies and stuff that shouldn't work but does. He makes dissonant things sound really nice. So he was an early influence. Now, I don't know. Most of the people we work with, I think one of the best things about being a producer is every person I work with opens me up to a new sound or a new style. So I really get inspired by the people we work with. There's a few people we work with like Travis, Baby Flacco,
Raise God,
Ray's God,
Yargi, of course.
Yeah. That they're just incredible musicians. And they just make me better working with them. So that's what I love about it, and that's what influences me now.
I draw influences from every single direction. I'd say starting with like my metal roots, I'm really big into metalcore. So like Under Oath, The Devil Wears Prada, Beartooth, Attack Attack, all those kind of bands. And
Right.
then the first artist to get me into like rap was Lil Peep,
Okay.
which a lot of people say that, but I was really drawn to the heaviness in his lyrics and like in the bass, and it was an emotional attachment between the heaviness and the lyrics and everything that was missing in metal, so that kind of pulled me in, and from there just all kinds of stuff. Like I can't even name them. There's just so many that it's hard to.
He just goes through phases. Like he had a phase a couple months ago where everything he listened to was NBA YoungBoy, literally.
Yeah, there's like I went through the Lil Loaded phase.
Yeah,
Lil Loaded's great. Rest in peace. What else?
he's gone through about 15 phases this year.
I go through phases where I listen to like mostly one artist, and then I keep going, and then like I come back, and then I also got into Cocteau Twins, which is like a band from the '80s that does like dream pop. So I got into them, and they've influenced me quite a bit. So I'd say them, metalcore, and just like there's Little Skies, and I'd have to look through my playlist. There's just
Right.
too many.
Yeah, for sure. So talk to me about the daily beats that you guys are posting.
The challenge.
Yeah, the challenge. Like, how did you guys How did that start? What gave you the idea? And how's that going?
Well, last year basically we hadn't worked together on music since the metal band that he was managing.
Right.
So we I don't know how it came about, but I decided to come out one day because he had his own little studio set up, which is right here in the basement where we produce every day. And we just decided that we were going to try, to make some music, see what happens. And the first day that I came out, we made an entire track, finished it, and we were kind of blown away because we were I like, I didn't know that we could do all that.
Right.
Um, it just the music had such a feeling to it that I hadn't really made music that was that strong of a feeling. And after that, we just decided to keep making music. We released a project under the name Hoverboard Hooligans, which is like a synthwave EP.
Okay.
And
I
so,
like that name too. Shoot.
yeah, Hoverboard Hooligans.
Alliteration.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's great.
we have a whole EP. I think it's a 4-track EP
Yeah.
that we released. Then we dropped Ghoul, which was our first single under Skill Syrup. And after that, we just kept working and making music. And I just got the idea. I was like, what if we just made a song every day?
Yeah.
And then I told him about it, and it just kind of happened. And then shortly after, I regretted that decision, but it is well worth it.
It was kind of a meme too, because when I was a manager for After the Ashes, I always said consistency is the most important thing.
Consistency is key.
Right.
Consistency is key. That's what I said all the time. You gotta keep putting stuff out there. You gotta give people a reason to care. And then he was kind of like giving me a hard time about it. He's like, "Well, we'll just release a song every day."
Right.
And then I'm like, "What if we did though?" And everything aligned really well though, because I'm currently working on software that makes the stream videos we have on our channel. And it takes like 10 seconds to make those videos with my software. So that was one of the things that held me back previously from releasing regularly, was that I didn't have visuals to go with it. And that stuff's expensive, if you pay
Right.
for it.
Yeah.
So I was like, we've got to
Yeah.
produce this in-house or we can't do it. And so everything just lined up perfectly. We got the branding, we got the videos. It just worked out perfectly. But I wouldn't recommend it. It's maddening.
If you if literally all you do is wake up, make music, and put 40-50 hours a week into it, then you can do it. But it's like, I wouldn't recommend it. I don't even have a studio set up where I live right now, so I have to drive half an hour just to make music. So like,
Gotcha.
every single, I'd say Monday through Friday, we've got a system down, kind of. But
Gotcha.
it's going pretty well. We've been genre hopping, experimenting with all kinds of stuff, and it really gives us a chance to.
What are some of the challenges, besides the driving the 30 minutes, right? Do you guys have any stories of
Almost
specific stuff happening for a day that's made it so manageable?
We've had eye lock issues.
Yeah, one time, iLock, I don't know if you know what iLock is, but
No idea.
basically, we need iLock to run our plugins, and the iLock went out worldwide for 6 hours or something,
Oh,
and we literally couldn't do anything.
So we had to use stock logic, which it was fine, but yeah, artist issues indeed.
Yeah, shout out to Yargi, by the way. He's also in Skill Syrup, but he's in Australia. So
he's in what?
he's in Australia.
Oh, bet. That's dope.
Yeah, he's an artist, engineer. He does producing as well. But we found him early this year, and we've became friends with him. We talk to him every day on Discord, and we all work together, and we put him. Originally, Skill Syrup was a duo, but now it's a collective.
Okay.
We've recruited him, but we plan to keep it small.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that was actually gonna be another question for you guys. Is what exactly was Skill Syrup? Was it just the duo? the collaboration, like the producer duo, or like was it something else? Like what exactly is it?
Uh,
It was just a combination of me and Preston originally, and then it became like just a group. Like we have a little group of artists we work with, and
yeah, we don't just produce. Like we also manage. We there's a bunch of things we do, but like the reason it started is because I was by myself. I was putting about 40 hours a week into it. Just when I lived in an apartment, I just make music, like work, come back, make music. And I kept doing that and doing that, and then when I met up with Justin, and we started working, uh, I just put all that time towards Skill Syrup, and now here we are.
Mm,
yeah,
got you.
I was finishing. Well, I was never releasing literally hundreds of tracks, and then when we met up and we finished a track in one day, something that I wanted to release, I was like, you know, I better keep doing this, and that's what
Right.
I would say about the 365 song challenge for any artist is it's really important to finish a project start to finish
Oh
because
yeah,
you don't get good at finishing
you gotta
stuff if you never finish it.
you gotta build up that discipline to finish it, and not start another track. You gotta start from the beginning, get to the end, and once you do it so much, like you get a feel for the structuring and like, okay, here's my options, here's what I can do to make it better. You've got a
Right.
bunch of tools for transitions and like interesting little intricate things you can do to make it sound that much better.
Yeah, and if you're like worried about, this isn't good, this isn't great, the stuff I listen to at the beginning of the challenge, I don't really like, and the stuff I listen to now, but in 3 months from now, I'm not going to like it either. So if you're waiting to
Right.
be perfect, you're never going to release anything.
Yep.
Releasing things that you don't like should be part of the process of maturing as an artist or a producer or
Yeah,
anything.
because it literally forces you to get your ideas out within a certain amount of time. Sometimes we've run into projects to where we're like, okay, this has much greater potential, so we set it off to the side.
Yeah, because we don't have a ton of time. Some projects do require more than a day,
Right.
for sure. So we do have a stacked list of content that we'll get back to when we have more time. But
Yeah,
Got you.
yeah. So
Bad, bad. That sounds good. What would you guys say is the goal with music?
like the overall goal.
Yeah, the overall goal.
Okay. I'd say the overall goal with Skill Syrup in general is just to um, like short term goal is to get as many placements as we can.
Okay.
Just keep moving forward. But my personal goal would be just to make a comfortable living just off of music, and not have to worry about a whole lot,
Right.
which is probably everyone's.
yeah, yeah, I would say my goal is to, I don't know, just have consistent placements, consistent artists that I want to work with. Build a platform where not only we're successful, but we can help other people be successful too. There's a lot of incredible artists that we've met, and they just don't have, the full stack that's necessary to get their stuff out there. And so, making artists or helping artists get where they should be
Right.
is probably one of my goals. As a producer, I think it's important you've got to have a commercial ear, but you also have to help people help people bring their vision to life. It can't be your vision, it's their vision. But
Right.
you also have to craft it so that it can be commercially viable. So I think my main goal is to help some artists be commercially successful for sure.
Got you. That's dope. What do you guys like to do to get inspired?
Mm. Me, I just listen to music and play guitar and bass. That's I usually have because usually they say to rest your ears. Um, I rest them sometimes, but usually to get inspired, I'll just listen to music I like on the monitors, and then maybe play a little bit of bass or something, and then I'm ready to go for the most part.
Gotcha.
I don't often feel super inspired. It's usually when I'm working on the track that I start to like hear where it can go, and then like shape it into something. So mine's a little different because I don't get inspired super often, and if I waited to get inspired, I'd never do anything.
Right. Right. That's interesting. That's interesting for sure. Um, so what would the 5 year plan for you guys look like in terms of music and non-music related?
That's a big one.
For me, I definitely by next year I want to break 1 million streams on something we produced. In 5 years, I would like to have, a platinum plaque or at least a gold one. And I'm, have my tool set a little bit more developed for artists, like the streaming software that helps people make visuals, stuff like that. Like I'm a programmer too, so I want to build tools that make it easier and cheaper for artists to, build out their brand because it's expensive being an artist.
Oh yeah.
You got to distribute your music. You got to pay for mixing and mastering. You got to have your branding
Purchase
right.
leases for
Purchase
beats.
leases, market, etc. So any tools that I can build to help musicians while actually experiencing those problems, firsthand while working with them, I want to solve some of those problems in 5 years.
Mine is a lot more simple. I just want to make enough money to buy a house, buy some instruments, and make music.
That's funny. And so, what would you guys say the non-music part of that, like personal life, 5 year plan? What would that look like?
Just a house.
Just a house.
More time to do things that are fun, that I just want to do purely for fun and not for, success or getting somewhere. Because I do everything where it's like, I got to be somewhere, I got to be getting somewhere, I got to be moving forward. I want in 5 years to feel comfortable enough to be like, I don't need to do anything today.
Right.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Gotcha. Got you. All right. Awesome, man. So we're gonna go into our random questions segment. So this will be fun. So especially because it's a duo. This is the first time doing this, so this will be fun with these questions. So first question: favorite cartoon?
Family Guy.
Family Guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anime count?
Actually, you know what? Now that I know that, that will be a separate question.
I don't know. I watch Adventure Time pretty often.
Adventure Time. Okay. Awesome. So now that you bring that up, we're gonna have to throw that out there now. What's the anime then?
Death Note.
Death Note. Okay. Nice. That's my number 4.
So for me, like nostalgia wise, Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
Because that was my first anime for sure. But recently, One Punch Man.
Yes, that's my number 5.
Really?
That's funny. That's funny. That is dope. Actually, I don't know if you guys can see. I have an anime show on right now too. Hunter x Hunter, which is my favorite.
Yeah, okay.
What episode does that start to get good? Because I've seen like 2 and I just wasn't into it.
I would say after episode like 24 is when it starts getting like, oh snap, okay. Like it starts off slow, but once like it gets to the next arc, it gets good.
I'll have to give it another try.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, it's not my favorite for nothing. So.
Right.
But awesome. All right, next question. If you would turn into a cereal, which one would you be?
Honey Bunches of Oats.
What was it? Honey Bunch?
Honey Bunches of Oats.
That was funny.
That's like saying cornflakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gotten made fun of for liking that, but It's the best
I
cereal.
mean, it's not bad. It's a classic. Uh,
Right.
Pops.
Pops. Okay. Yeah. Damn. It's been a minute since I even heard the name.
Pops.
Pops. That's crazy.
All right.
Oh yeah. Pops fire. All right. So favorite fictional villain.
Mm,
Mm.
man.
And now that anime is a situation, you guys can choose from there as well.
I want to say a dumb one, but
I want to hear the dumb one now.
I want to say the chicken from Family Guy. But other than that,
That's great.
Fictional villain.
Light from Death Note.
Light is a good villain.
Yeah, Light's a good one. Okay.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I think I like Cell from Dragon Ball Z.
But yeah, so that's pretty much all I had. I don't know if you guys have anything else that you guys want to say before we wrap things up.
Hmm. How many of these interviews have you done?
How many? This one is number 13, I think.
Okay.
It's a good number.
Yeah, 13. Yeah.
Okay. So let us interview you real quick. So
Okay.
tell us exactly like what you've got going on.
Man, I really got a whole bunch. So like I'm doing these interviews, which actually take a lot from me.
Yeah.
These interviews that pretty much happen like I would say like from 3 to 5 times a week.
Okay.
What's it called? Also do music as well, as you guys know.
Oh yeah.
I write books as well.
What kind of books?
Just fictional books. I was actually talking to this dude that he's a manga artist. Hoping to see if we can collab and make one of my stories into a manga.
Oh, that's cool.
So that would be super sick if that goes through. So I write books. I got like a whole bunch of stories, and I have one that's like Harry Potter level type stuff. Like it's literally like 6 to 8 books.
Have you put anything out?
Was that?
Have you put anything out?
No. It's all still in its like writing process. It's probably not coming out for at least that story is probably not coming out for another like minimum 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been planning it for 3 years now, the story, and I just recently finished just the planning stage. Now I'm actually gonna start the writing stage.
So you do like a outline and then write, or?
Yeah, so I just kind of like have the ideas, the things, the plot points that I want to get to, and then drive it to a point where it gets there. Pretty much.
Fill in the blanks, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been getting all the plot points down for 3 years, and now that finally everything's ready, so I can start writing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have any more questions or anything else you guys
I've got
want to say.
one more.
Okay.
Do you plan on taking your interviews further, like with like interviewing people in person with like a whole camera setup, or like on a YouTube channel, or like what do you plan on doing with that?
So I did think about doing YouTube, but that's probably like if I were to do that, if I make it more professional, it's probably not going to be for a while. Mostly just because of all the stuff like I had mentioned prior, all the things I'm working on. Awesome. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you guys pulling up today.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it was for sure. It was a lot of fun. And we'll have to see when we get to do this again.
Yeah.
Maybe when the challenge is done, and we can talk about that and see how that whole journey happens.
We definitely need to do that for sure.
Yeah, that would be super cool. Yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys.
Yo, thank you so much for making it this far into the interview. I really appreciate you. I hope you learned something. I hope you were entertained with our little conversation. yeah, there's more of these on the way. So if you want to stick around, liking, subscribing, all that stuff, you can do that. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.